Hello and good afternoon, fellow kids. How's everybody doing on this beautiful Sunday? And by beautiful, I mean it's not at all. It's actually disgusting and humid and really, really hot, and I'm depressed. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. The thing is that I'm already depressed a lot. That's just kind of something I deal with, but something I've always dealt with. But I feel like it's worse at some points than others. And then at some points I just what's the word I was looking for? At some points it's worse than others. You know what I mean? Hey, thanks for the super chat, Willie. Thank you for being a truth teller. Oh, thanks. That's nice. Sometimes it is annoying because then people get mad. People get mad when you are critical, even especially if they're faves. I'm already exhausted. People are mad. People are always mad. People are always mad specifically if you criticize their faves. But anyway, that's a nice way to start the stream. So thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate it. It's a nice way to start it. Always nice. Um, yeah, I'm just like, I don't know how you guys are feeling, but I don't know how you guys are feeling, but first of all, it's really, really hot. Like it's actually disgustingly hot. But second of all, I'm just feeling, I think, I guess I guess depressed is like part of it, but it's not even just depressed? It's like also um I'm really tired and I think the tiredness is coming from the depression. Cause you know how when you get depressed, it can really like affect your energy where you don't really want to feel like you can do anything. Like it's like I'll feel like I have, but I'm not tired. Does that make sense? Like I'm tired in the sense that like I don't have the energy to do anything, to like participate in society. uh but then I'm also not tired. I'm also awake. Does that make sense? If that makes sense. That's what's so weird about it is that it's like I'll be like tired in the sense of like I don't want to like deal with a meeting I have. But the reason why I think it's like depression tiredness is because I'll be tired in the sense of I don't want to deal with a meeting I have. Like I have a meeting, I have an obligation, I have to go to this meeting and I don't want to go because I'm tired. But then I'll be up all night. No, that's the thing is that I'm not lacking sleep. I sleep till like fucking 1 or noon. Like I got up at noon today. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think it's like a depression thing because I think it's a depression thing because it's like I'll be tired, but I'm tired in the sense of like I'm emotionally exhausted. I'm emotionally tired. I don't have the energy to like do certain things. Like I don't want to go to a meeting. I don't want to participate in this meeting. I don't want to deal with this obligation. But I also can't sleep. I'll be up all night, if that makes sense. Hey, Boney. Yeah, the little eggy emojis. I mean, it's not like yes. It's not like the worst thing in the world. It's just like, it's not like the worst thing in the world. It's just like, it's kind of a bummer? I want to feel better. I want to feel better. No, part of what I think I can be doing that would help. I don't think it's sleep. I do sleep through the night once I actually fall asleep at like 5 a.m. I think I definitely need to eat better than I do. I think that might help. Yes, Boney, exactly. Exactly. Like I feel like the obligations that I have are so draining, especially like when I have to like go to an event. It's like so draining. Even though I'm always happy that I went, like if I'll go to an event and I'll have a good time and I'll be happy I went. But like it'll also be really, really draining. But then I also won't be able to sleep. It's hard to explain, but I feel like people with depression know what I'm talking about. I'm sure that not eating well is not helping. Not to say that that's it or that's the end all be all. It's not. Like, hey, yeah, it's not to say that that's like the end all be all. Like, it's not the end all be all. Like, obviously, like sleep is important, how you eat is important, but even how you eat is not the end all be all. It's like you also have to. There's like the emotional component too. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like, yes, how you eat is important, and I can definitely eat better, and I do need to eat better. That's important. I need to eat better than I am, and it is important. But and also same with sleeping. But I do think that there is an emotional component to it too, like having um like your emotional health matters. Being able to have like a good conversation with somebody, or if you're not getting along with somebody in your life or a family member or a friend or a spouse, and having friction there, having like issues there can also be like emotionally depressing and draining. Well, actually, you know what really does help, and people can poo-poo this or whatever, act like it's not like a big thing, but it absolutely is, and that is my dogs. Ooh. No, absolutely. That's a good suggestion, Boney. I agree actually with that. It is. It's about eating and sleeping, but it's also about journaling, mental health. Yeah, no, totally. I agree with that. But this actually is very helpful to depression, just in case anybody wants to know. Why agree? It really is. It really is therapeutic. Oh, you look like you're smiling, Jack. Doesn't he look like he's smiling? Oh, look at. Oh, my baby. I know him. I know they're the best. Well, meds though, Dawn, take a while to like decide if they work. Come here, Shaky. Come here. He doesn't want to sit with me anymore. Oh, Hammy. Come here, Hammy. Oh, come here. He's so pathetic. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Did you guys see the drama that's happening on TikTok right now with Jules for LeBron? I know I made a video about it yesterday, but it's like hard to like you don't really see it if you're not on TikTok because they have totally different like audiences. But oh shit, I forgot I said I was gonna go live on TikTok too for a little today. Whoops, I forgot I said I was gonna do that. And why is my phone so hot? I can't with the Sunday shows, you guys. I really can't. They're so fucking embarrassing, bro. They're so embarrassing. Like, actually so embarrassing. Like, I can't even. I don't know if you guys saw any of the Sunday shows today already, but OMG. It can take months to adjust, though, Dawn. Like, if she only started it 2 months ago. Oh, and the craziest thing happened to me yesterday. Well, it's actually not that crazy, but it's actually not crazy. But Yarman, Yarman, he wants to come say hi. Baga, say hi, Baga. I wish he would stop growling at me, Yarman. I was about to tell you guys he bit me again, but I realized that I already told you that. I already told you guys about that. That was last Wednesday or something. Oh, Hammy. Sorry, hold on. Yarbo. Anyway, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Jules LeBron. Yeah, Thursday, that's what I mean. Oh, Eggy. He wants to go outside. You want to go outside, chicken? Wakey. Bruh. They do this to me every time. You want to go outside? Wiggy! Alright, guys, sorry. Hold on. I gotta let him out. I gotta let him out. He wants to go outside. You want to go outside, chicken? You want to go outside, chicken? Mmm. Coffee's good. Sorry. What? Yes. All right.
What gives?
Oh man, it's so embarrassing. It's just so embarrassing. I can't stand our media. Literally all the Sunday shows, all they want to talk about is Hassan Piker. It's so fucking embarrassing.
Oh my goodness! All the network! Wow!
No, it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. Am I muted? Am I muted? Somebody just said I was muted. No, I was trying to set this up on a dual stream. StreamYard still does not have an ability to add TikTok, which I find very annoying. No, it's actually insane that that's all they want to talk about, and they don't even have anything to say about like the insane Islamophobia that's running rampant in our media and in our politics. Like they want to ask him 500 times about um they want to ask him 500 times about fucking Hassan Piker, but none of them have called out Nancy Mace for saying the most anti-Muslim racist shit toward him. None of them call out what's her bucket? The insane fucking deranged shit that Laura Jigsaw Loomer says on a daily basis. None of them are calling out what is the word I'm looking for, or the person I'm searching for in my head. Who was it? No, but it was Trump too. It wasn't just Trump though. It was Trump, what his like Truth Social bullshit, but it wasn't just Trump.
No, I did not say misandry causes misogyny. I said patriarchy causes.
No, I told people I would add the TikTok live to this live for like 20 minutes, a half an hour. I'm not going to do the whole thing because I don't like TikTok live. I don't like it. In fact, I don't even remember the last time I went live on TikTok. I'm just going to add it, and then we're just going to keep chatting. Wait, why is there a filter on it? I don't want the filter on it. Like, it looks like I'm orange now. Uh, Whatever. I'm just going to hang it up here. Let people come in and ask what they want to ask. Although maybe I shouldn't lift it up because then it won't be easy for me to kick people out. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to do it for that long. Hello. Let me move it this way. No, I do not like this filter that they have on it. It's like orange. I don't know how to take it off. No. Ah. Bruh, how do I take the filter off? Oh, I see. Okay. I took it off. Yeah, just saying hi for a little bit. I'm only gonna leave it on for a little bit on TikTok, and then I'm gonna go back to just being on YouTube and Twitch because I don't like TikTok live. But hey, I wanted to say hey to everybody. Who won? Okay, no. So the drama, real quick, and then I'll end this and we'll get into the news. The drama was people were upset with Jules LeBron, who is a like media influencer. She's a beauty influencer. She's the one who went viral for having the like very demure thing, right? So people were mad at her because she started a GoFundMe where she was asking for her community to raise money for her teeth. And the thing is about it is that while I understand that there were people that were put off by the fact that she was asking to raise money for this GoFundMe because she's an influencer and she's had a lot of brand deals and she's got 2.5 million followers. the fact of the matter is that people totally wildly misunderstand like how much money people actually make on TikTok, which is to say nothing. People don't make money on TikTok anymore. I showed you guys like what my earnings were from TikTok the last like couple months. It was a joke. It was nothing. Like there was a month, I think it was like May or something, I made like $40 or $90, something like that. It was crazy. So the idea that Jules is making all this money on TikTok is just not true. Like, did everybody forget that the Ellisons bought TikTok and that people aren't making money the way that they were on there anymore? They like destroyed the creator rewards program. Hey, I just think that a lot of people think that people are making a lot more money in this space than they are. So a lot of people think, thanks Anwar, a lot of people think that Jules is like raking in the money when like that's not the case. If you don't want to donate to her GoFundMe, that's totally fine. But I just think that people are misinformed about how much people are actually making. Yeah, thanks to all those hacks. Not only did they ruin the creator rewards program once they bought TikTok, they also ruined the algorithm. They also ruined the algorithm. TikTok used to have such a great algorithm. Their algorithm sucks now. All you get, all you get is first of all, they censor political content like none other. I mean, they kind of always did, but it's definitely gotten worse and more partisan, right? But then on top of that, not only did they always censor and they still do, like the way they censor people like Guy is like crazy. Um, but not only that, but all they want to feed you is slop. They don't want people to be politically informed. They don't want people to be informed on the news. Like I saw that thing where that guy, Brand Flakes or whatever, was like, "Oh, I got off the phone with my TikTok person and they were telling me that I didn't have a niche and that they can coordinate people's niches or they know people's niches. And if they don't, you have to niche down." It's like, that's such bullshit, bro. That's such bullshit. Like, they know people's niches. They know their niches. They know. They know. They know everything about us. They know people's niches. They just don't want them to be in the algorithm because they want to just shove TikTok shop down your throat constantly. Which, don't get me wrong, I have bought things off TikTok shop. In fact, I did the other day. I don't mind TikTok shop. I understand why people use TikTok shop or why people use it to sell stuff, right? And I've used TikTok shop in that way too. But um yes, I'm married. Yeah, people are asking me. Married in chat. Yes, I'm married. To a guy, but why would it matter if I wasn't? If it wasn't? Thanks, Haytham. I just lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Oh, right. Is that they like mess the algorithm up on purpose like that because they don't want people actually to be informed. And like some of the TikTok shop things are so cringe. They actually feel violating. Like some of the TikTok shop ads I see, have you guys seen some of those ads where they'll literally be like vulgar and sexual because they're trying to get your attention? It's amazing. It's amazing. TikTok censored my video that was a parody video joking about the cooter mogging woman. They censored that. But then they won't censor the TikTok shop ads that are like straight up violating, like sexually violating. Trying to sell you something, you know? Yeah, it's really tired. It's actually exhausting. Thank you so much for the super chat, Sido. Sunday fun day with Blakely. True. True. See, so TikTok, you're not in on this. You're not hip to this, but I actually do go live every Sunday and Thursday, but usually just not on TikTok because I hate TikTok live usually. I go live on Twitch and I used to go live on X, but mostly Twitch and YouTube on Sundays and Thursdays. I hate TikTok live because not only is TikTok overly censorious, which it is, but also you don't make shit off of TikTok live. Again, going back to the Jules LeBron thing of her having a GoFundMe, people act like people are making so much money on TikTok. You're not. There's like a small handful of people who make a lot of money on the app, and then for the most part, people don't. And Jules makes very short form content, so she doesn't oftentimes even make a 60-second video, so it won't even qualify. Also, oftentimes, they will straight up take down your videos and tank them because they don't want to pay you. Like, literally. That's my theory. That's my theory. That's my theory. Thank you for the jewels, Jamon. Oh, wait, no, it's not Jamon. Anwar is the account, and they sent Jamin jewels. I got it. Is that a dog in the background? Correct. Correct. That is a dog in the background. Yeah. Say hello to my little friend. This is Shaky. This is Eggett. Eggy, why you agree? He looks older than he is. But he is 7. He's 7. Yes, this is Eggy. Ow, I get. And he does look older than he is, because he's very gray. But Melvin, who is the same age, is also 7, and he looks much younger. You know what I mean? Baga! And he's always growling at me for some reason. I don't know why. He wants to come up, but 7 is elderly in dog life. No, it ain't. Because dachshunds can live till like 16. So they're only middle-aged. They're only middle-aged. Yes, the moving hair hound. I have custom dog emojis on my YouTube. It's okay, huh? Anyway, I just came by here on TikTok to say hello, everybody. How do you do, fellow kids? Good to see you. I haven't streamed on TikTok in a very, very long time. It's been months. And I'm not going to be right now. I am streaming on YouTube and on Twitch. So if you are either on YouTube or on Twitch and go to I Am Blakely, you can join the stream there. I just wanted to come say hi and direct you there if you want to join the stream there. Because I like streaming. I just don't like doing it here. All right. So thanks, fam. Join me on YouTube if you want. See you in a bit. Bye. And I'm saying bye to TikTok, not to. Yeah, see, and they restrict it constantly. That's what I'm saying. This is why TikTok sucks. Hey, William, thanks for the $5 Cash App. I see you. Shout out to you. Thank you. No, but see, this is why I hate TikTok Live, bro. Mm. I hate, thank you, William. I appreciate the Cash App. Um, I see you. This is why I hate TikTok though. Like, not only are they restrictive as fuck, they don't pay shit for lives. And on top of that, you can't say anything. You can't say anything. You'll say one thing and it'll be like, up, restricted. It's so lame. Thanks, Boney, for the super chat. Damn, bots came out of the woodwork. Yeah, I know, right? That was quick. They're awful on TikTok. They're even worse on TikTok. The bots. Did you? Oh my gosh, did you see the leak call of the guy who just won the Michigan primary saying that you don't have to be loyal to America? Did you guys see that? No, they really did ruin TikTok. They really did. It was so much better when it was being run by the Chinese. So much better. I'll probably start streaming on TikTok again if StreamYard integrates it. If StreamYard integrates it, then oh, I get. They're just so perfect. You guys don't even know. Like, I love my dogs so much. I love them so much. Um, TikTok was promised to them 3,000 years ago. No, but the video was so embarrassing of this guy, you guys. Hold on. It was like a leaked call. Which you can tell also that Zionists are controlling Twitter because nothing ever trends anymore criticizing Israel. It's never trending anymore. Everything is like Islamophobia. Like everything trending on Twitter is always like Islamophobia. Oh, a new anti-Muslim movie came out from like Ben Shapiro's shitty Daily Wire that nobody watches. But like then something will actually be like going viral, like what that Zionist guy said, and all of a sudden it's not trending anywhere. All right, hold on, I'm looking for the clip. It's so crazy. What are you doing, chicken? The Sunday shows are such a joke, bro. It's okay, Schwiggin.
purpose of my campaign is to make sure America.
It's okay, Spriggan. It's so crazy, bro.
Continues to support. Honestly, I would say that the entire purpose of my campaign is to make sure America continues to support Israel. You know, I don't think it's wrong to use America. America is not our homeland. We have been victims of anti-Semitism here. Honestly, I would say that the entire purpose of my campaign is to make sure America continues to support Israel.
I don't think it's wrong to use America as a pawn. That's fucking crazy, bro. That's actually crazy. Like, this should unironically be disqualifying for office. He should have to drop out. Can you imagine if a Muslim said that? They love to be like, Muslims are trying to take over the West. Muslims, they're trying to take over the West. They're like so fucking Islamophobic. They're like, Muslims shouldn't be able to hold public office. Muslims. But then this guy's like, I don't think it's wrong to use America as a pawn for the Israeli regime. I don't think it's wrong. It's not our homeland. What? You're ready for public office, boo? Disqualifying. Literally disqualifying. He should be forced to drop out. Hold on. Can you guys imagine the virality of this if this had been a Muslim lawmaker like Ilhan Omar? Can you imagine? He just won the primary in Haley Stevens' old seat. And yet, no one's asking him about it. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting that nobody on the Sunday shows is asking them about it? Meanwhile, on the Sunday shows, the Sharia comments. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. That guy says something so insane that should have gotten him disqualified from office. Not a peep. Not a peep. But then our media is like, El Said Sharia comments. They're like, El Said Sharia comments. Be serious. And like I said, this is also an X issue because X is running this very like Islamophobic campaign where they're only highlighting things about Muslims while not talking about things like this guy saying that about Israel. It's such an obvious op. Like, this is fucking crazy, bro. It's such an obvious op.
Two rather than who.
This video is so embarrassing.
When asked about Hassan Piper's
puppets.
That's what they want to talk about. That's what they want to talk about, Hassan Piker.
So again, I'm a lot more focused on who I'm campaigning to rather than who I might campaign with.
When asked about Hassan Piker's comments on 9/11, Senator Bernie Sanders called it a dumb statement. Do you agree? Do you disavow those comments that America deserved 9/11?
Of course it was a dumb statement. And of course, I think Hassan himself would say that was a dumb statement. He disavowed it. So yes, America didn't deserve
It would be funny if he said it's a dumb statement, but this is also a dumb question. That would have been funny. Oh shit, I'm not even playing it. Whoops. Yeah. So this is what they want to talk about today.
So again, I'm a lot more focused on who I'm campaigning to rather than who I might campaign with.
When asked about Hassan Piker's comments on 9/11, Senator Bernie Sanders called it a dumb statement. Do you agree? Do you disavow those comments that America deserved 9/11?
Of course it was a dumb statement. And of course, I think Hassan himself would say that was a dumb statement. He disavowed it. So yes, America didn't deserve 9/11. But, to sit here and play gotcha politics with dumb things somebody said out of context that they disavowed themselves to say, oh, well, what does that mean about what you think? I want to be held accountable for what I say and what I do, rather than this idea that we're so stuck in cancel culture that all of us agreed was a bad idea back in 2020, but we seem to want to bring back.
We are out of time, but I have to ask you before I let you go, if you win, you will be the...
So again, I'm a lot more focused on who I'm campaigning to rather than who...
This Islamophobia and anti-Muslim hatred, while simultaneously ignoring not just the Islamophobia that's happening in the media and in our politics, but ignoring that guy straight up saying, I'm working on behalf of Israel, and I think it's fine to use America as a pawn. And yet this trends, comments about Sharia trend, but that doesn't. This trends, but what that guy said about America being used as a pawn doesn't. And then you go to the Sunday shows and every single one of them only want to talk about Hassan Piker. Every single one of them only want to talk about Hassan Piker. Nobody wants to ask them about Nancy Mace's Islamophobia. Nobody wants to ask them about Donald Trump's Islamophobia and the posts he made about him. Nobody wants to ask about any of that. I mean, nobody wants to ask about the guy saying America could be used as a pawn, but they want to talk about Sharia law and Hassan Piker. They want to talk about Sharia law and Hassan Piker. These people are a joke, bro. They're a joke.
I might campaign with.
When asked about Hassan Piker,
Focused on who I'm campaigning to.
Where is it? Oh, yeah. No, where's the clip? It was so embarrassing. I think Gato put a clip up too. Oh, is this the Rabbi Shmuley one?
Let's just come over and say they were a bunch of baby killers. If it's peace and love, why do you call Jews baby killers? Why did he call Jews baby killers?
I didn't say anything.
Why are Jews baby killers? Why are Jews baby killers? What did we do to you that you would stop us on the street and call us baby killers? What's wrong with this country? What is wrong with this country?
Shit, shut up.
It's all
What is
peace and
wrong
love.
with this country? You call Jews baby killers.
Peace and love.
If only.
What is wrong with you guys that every Jew is a baby killer? Enough!
I didn't say that.
Enough!
Friendly.
Enough! What is wrong with this country? God Almighty!
Bye.
Why don't you leave? Bro, I keep doing this. I'm literally sitting there thinking I'm watching this with you guys, and it's not on the screen. It's not on the screen. Rabbi Shmuley's complaining about Iceland, but then he's going there because he loves to go to other countries and pretend that people are harassing him. and create fake hate crimes.
Real perspective from a real Icelander. It's all peace and love here in Iceland.
So why did you guys just come over and say there were a bunch of baby killers? If it's peace and love.
It's
Why do
peace
you
and
call
love
why do
always.
you call Jews baby killers? Why did you call Jews baby killers?
I didn't say anything.
Why are Jews baby killers? Why are Jews baby killers? What did we do to you that you would stop us on the street and call us baby killers? What's wrong with this country? What is wrong with this country?
Shut up.
It's all
What
peace
is
and
wrong with
love.
this country that you call Jews baby killers?
If only.
What is wrong with you guys that every Jew is a baby killer? Enough!
I didn't say that.
Enough,
I didn't
enough.
say that.
Friendly.
Enough! What is wrong with this country? God Almighty! What is wrong with
Bye.
all of you?
You don't even know shit about Palestine. Get the fuck out of here.
Free Palestine from what? What does it have to do with us as American Jews? What did American Jews do to you?
Only
First of all, I love that Rabbi Shmuley loves to go to other countries and just like pretend that he's getting discriminated against. Wait, what? Is it? Can you guys not hear it? Thank you, Bonnie, for the super chat. When you're sharing stuff on screen, there's an echo, but when it's not on screen, there isn't. Maybe your settings are wrong. Oh, why is StreamYard being so rageful? Hold on, let me try to disconnect it and redo it. Thank you, Bonnie. Okay. Hold on, let me try to disconnect it.
Americans who are Jewish. What did American Jews do to you? They don't stop. They harass every tourist here. They don't stop harassing tourists. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. You harass tourists nonstop. That's what you want to do? That's what you want your country to be known for? That Americans come here, you harass us and harass us and harass us. You never stop harassing us?
First of all, can you guys hear it now? There's still an echo? What? Wait, am I echoing or is the video echoing? Wait, go to settings in StreamYard and ensure your correct microphone and output devices are selected. Hold on, I'm gonna check this. Yeah, it says echo cancellation is on. It says the mic is the default Mac built in. And the default speakers. So it shouldn't be doing this then, right? Hmm. Okay, wait, let me try it again. I'm just gonna close Twitter and try to reopen it.
It's all peace and love here in Iceland.
Why did you guys just come over and say there were a bunch of baby killers? Peace and love.
It's
Why do
peace
you
and
call
love
why do
always.
you call Jews baby
How about
killers?
now?
Why did he call Jews baby
I
killers?
didn't say anything.
Why are Jews baby killers? Why are Jews baby killers? What did we do?
First of all, they're not even talking to him. He literally just comes in. Wait. Is it still doing it? It was fine until you shared the screen. Wait, so it's still doing it, you're saying?
You guys are gonna make no American will ever come here again. You're gonna destroy tourism in your country. There'll be no tourism left in your country. God Almighty.
There's going to be no tourism left in your country, Lamau. First of all, why are all the guys in Iceland gorgeous? All the men in Iceland look like dolls. Look like beautiful dolls. You guys notice that? It is still doing it. Okay, that's so annoying, bro. Okay, so just so I know how to complain about it, what you're saying is when I share on-screen audio, so when I'm sharing the Twitter videos, you're saying that you hear an echo. Okay, you know what I'm going to try to do? Sometimes this works. I don't know if it will. I'm going to try to actually leave StreamYard for a second, come back, and see if it works. All right, hold on. BRB. Hold on, checking. How about now? No, he literally just goes to different countries and pretends to be discriminated against.
This guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. You harass tourists nonstop. That's what you want to do? That's what you want your country to be known for? That Americans come here and you harass us and harass us and harass us. You never stop harassing us?
First of all, I love that all of them coming up to him, though, are just doing the heart. But then he's like, you just want to harass American tourists. It's like, no, boo. You literally go to other countries and pretend to be harassed. You like fake harassment. Like you pretend you're being harassed. Nobody's harassing you. Literally no one. It's still echoing, bruh. Thank you for the super chat, Mark, and that's a really funny comment. Mark echoes, Shmuley echoes because he's the voice of God. Okay, what if I try a different video? Maybe it's the video. Hold on, how about now?
I were, in the middle of nowhere in Michigan. I don't even remember what town we were in. But we stopped at a rest stop, and he went inside to go to the bathroom, and I was outside just sort of pacing, checking my phone. And this guy starts walking up to me, and big burly guy is driving a truck.
Yeah, but the problem with muting it though, tell me if it's different in this room. The problem with muting it though, if I mute myself, is that then I can't comment on it. I mean, I guess I pause when I comment, but okay, how about now? Because maybe it's my air conditioning that's making it sound like that. Hold on.
Fit a certain stereotype, and I'm like, oh God, where's my bodyguard? And he and I were, in the middle of nowhere in Michigan. I don't even remember what town we were in.
Hey, Milena. How about now, guys? What does it sound like now?
we stopped at a rest stop, and he went inside to go to the bathroom, and I was outside just sort of.
Okay, what if I just turn my fan on? Oh, can I ask another question? This is going to be a random question, but if I left food out all night, is it okay to eat it if it's chicken? I forgot to wrap my food up last night. I made some chicken breast and some rice and beans, and I forgot to wrap it up and put it in the fridge. I left it out all night. Will I be okay if I eat it? No. Okay. Why not? I know. I know. I forgot to wrap it up. I'm really bummed. I was like really bummed. Chicken in the heat? No, yeah, toss it. Yeah. Could I give it to the boys or is that dangerous? At least the chicken. Actually, I probably shouldn't even give them the chicken because I did put a fuck ton of paprika and cumin on it. Okay, one more question. What if I picked the meat out and just ate the rice and the beans? I know, you guys, I just hate waste. I feel bad. I just hate wasting. I'm so mad at myself for leaving it out. I totally forgot. I think, honestly, I think that that's part of my depression. I think that's part of my depression because it's not like I was tired. Like I told you guys, like you guys know, like I'm a night owl. I'll be up really, really late. And the food just sat on my stove after I made it and I totally forgot to wrap it up. I think that yeah, I'm wondering if so then I feel bad because I hate throwing food out. All right, I'm gonna throw it out. Even though I hate to. I hate to, but I also don't want to get sick. Oh yeah. So do you guys want to talk about the controversy about Abdul El Sayed welcoming Kamala Harris's endorsement? Wait, how do I mute this? Oh, do not disturb. Okay. Bro. Do not disturb. I turned do not disturb on. Don't feel bad because you're not throwing food out, you're throwing a pathogen out. Actually, that's a good way to look at it. That's actually a good way to look at it. Yeah, do you guys want to talk about that? The Abdul El Sayed thing? A lot of people are understandably upset about it. Um, I'm gonna make it really simple, like how I feel about it. And that is a lot of Palestinians are upset. A lot of Arabs are upset that I've seen. I saw like a friend of mine, he's a mutual of mine. He was actually the last person before I got so distracted that I had on my podcast, Mo. He made a video about it. He was very upset about it. And so were other people. And so there was like this, I think people were upset, which I understand, that he like embraced it and put a statement out. I don't think he needed to do that. That's where I'm sitting when it comes to it. Like, I don't think that it's wrong that he accepted the endorsement, right? People are going to have different views about this, and they do. I don't think it's wrong that he accepted the endorsement. Where I have a problem is that he highlighted it and embraced it and put out like a very glowing statement about her. No one needed that. You didn't need to do that. You didn't need to do that. No one needed that. You didn't need to do that. Kamala Harris. And I love that she thinks she's going to run for president again. Bro. Pete Buttigieg and his terrible Obama impersonation. Oh my gosh, should we have that clip? I want to watch that clip and make fun of that clip too. Pete Buttigieg and his bad Obama impersonation. Anyway, but let's first read Abdul El-Sayed's statement.
In America, and don't take my word for it, ask the millions of people who have visited. I just recently had some friends up.
Where is it? Thank you for the super chat, Mark. Nick Cruz calls him a Dubai landlord. Bro. Bro. I don't know about that. I mean, that honestly, though, that doesn't surprise me. I don't think that he ever liked him. So. Thank you for the floating heart. I appreciate that, Abe. And thank you so much for the very generous super chat, Zora. Blakely, the anti-Islam stuff hurts even when you know it's coming. It's the price that we paid for Abdul's win. But they're going hard on Hassan, Laura Loomer fucking threatening him. I know, it's crazy. It's all too much. If Abdul doesn't graciously accept endorsements, they'll pick. Yes, I agree with that. And I think I know where you're going with the rest of it. Did you make another comment after? I know where you're going with it. I wish that he would not have highlighted it. And we'll read his highlight. However, him accepting it, I understand. And that's the thing, is that, you know, it hurts. It honestly like hurts me to hear that, Zora, and it makes me so sad. And I'm trying to talk about it constantly, like, because I really believe that there needs to be a lot more speaking out against it, because the way that the Muslim community, the Arab community is attacked in this country is just so vile. Like you said, like he's getting attacked every which way to Sunday, Muslims and Arabs. And I honestly, I am really genuinely dreading 9/11. And by that, I mean, I know that sounds really bad. That sounds really weird. Like dreading 9/11 as if it's already not like a somber and sad event. 9/11 is always very sad to me and somber, especially as a New Yorker every year. I always observe it. I always, you know, watch documentaries and remind myself about, you know, what happened on 9/11. And however, I'm really, so obviously I'm not making light of it, but I'm saying I'm extra dreading it this year because of the Islamophobia is so amped up, especially around Zohra Mamdani. They lied, you guys, and pretended that a bunch of 9/11 families said he shouldn't come to the memorial. That didn't happen. They made it up. And then they ran with it and put it in the New York Post and other right-wing outlets, pretending like people were saying that. Like, it's fucking crazy. Like, the Islamophobia right now is so fucking out of control that I am just dreading. And honestly, I feel that way. I am not Muslim, obviously. I'm not Arab. Obviously, clearly I'm white. But you know, and it really does hurt my heart, because I feel like I can't imagine how horrible this is, for going back to what Zora said, how horrible it is to have to deal with this. And not only to deal with the hate, to deal with the gaslighting, and then to deal with the overt not giving a fuck by our media and how they embrace it. Because it's not just that Laura Ingraham is a fucking Islamophobic bigot. It's not just that Laura Jigsaw Loomer is threatening Hassan and celebrating what happened in Gaza. It's not just that they're all incredibly Islamophobic and they're calling him a terrorist and they're attacking Mamdani and they're attacking El-Sayed and they're calling him vicious, very anti-Muslim names. It's not just that, and it is all that. It's also that no one calls it out, which is why I do so often. Somebody asked me that last week, like on one of my TikTok videos. They were like, why are you always talking about Muslims? You're always talking about Islamophobia. It's like, because no one else is. Because no one else is. Well, first of all, I'd be talking about it anyway because it absolutely should be called out and condemned, but not nearly enough people are. Certainly not nearly enough white people are. It should be talked about a lot more. It should be talked about a lot more than it is. It's disgusting the way it is normalized. It's disgusting the way that our media normalizes it, the way our media amplifies it. It would be career ending if you said this about Jews. If what Nancy Mace and what's her name? Laura Ingraham and Laura Loomer and all of these people that are saying the most despicable, racist, Islamophobic things about Hassan Piker, about Abdul El Sayed, about Zohra Mamdani, if they were saying this about Jewish folks, their careers would be fucking over, bro. Over. They would never be allowed on TV again. But yet, the double standard is they say all of this stuff about Muslims and Arabs, and it's like it ain't no thing. It's like it ain't no thing. They get invited on TV. They're like tap tea and strumpets with Dana Fashion Tapper Jake. So like, yeah, it hurts me to hear like Zohra talk about how like overwhelming that is because it's like, I can't even imagine. And not enough people are speaking out about it. It's disgusting. Muslim people should feel safe to feel, you know, walk around in this country and not be afraid. And then you have fascists, like racist fascists like Nancy Mace getting online and saying that Muslims shouldn't be able to hold public office. It's fucking disgusting. It's racist. It's fucking bigoted. And by the way, it's un-American. We have freedom of religion in this country. We have freedom of speech in this country. We have freedom of religion. Muslims are allowed to be Muslim in this country, freely and openly. And it's amazing because then they're all mad that the Arab American community in Dearborn and in Michigan overwhelmingly, and Muslim community voted for Abdul El Sayed. And they're all butthurt about it. They're all mad about it. They're big mad about it. Hold on, where is it? Let me show it to you guys. Them crying about it. Whew. Wait. Oh, here we go. Look at this guy having a full-on fucking meltdown about it. Michigan Democratic Senate primary voters, Arabs versus non-Arabs. And what the poll is highlighting is that he won 94% of the Arab vote. Oops. What they're highlighting is that he won 94% of the Arab vote, right? And so all of the Islamophobes are crying, being like this guy literally wrote a whole fucking novel about it. When people say, oh, you're talking about Rwanda or Bangladesh or Cambodia or the Philippines, they've got democracy. But they have, bro, shut the fuck up. They're literally so mad about it when it's like, first of all, nobody would make this statement about anybody else. Like, it's so strange how much enjoyment on the daily alienating us for no reason. Right, they want to scare you guys out of public life. And exactly, I know a lot of people aren't. That's the other thing too, is that it's like people will argue with me about that too when they're being like racist against or Islamophobic against Hassan Piker. They'll be like, he's not even a practicing Muslim, he's an atheist. It's like, yeah, but that's not really the point, bro. The point is whether somebody's a practicing Muslim or not, it is about the heritage. They're trying to fearmonger about your existence as Muslims, about and it's racist because they're trying to tie you to a religion that you don't even identify with, which they would never do to white people. They don't do that to me. You think about Christians and the Crusades and all the horrific things that Christians have done throughout history. And I am a Christian, but I don't get held to the standard of that. No one's like, oh, well, Blakely's a Christian. You know how many horrible things Christians have done throughout history? A lot of the pogroms were done by Christians, the Inquisition, the Crusade. Like, no one's like, oh, but you're a Christian. And yet when it comes, no, nobody says that. Just like nobody asks me where I'm really from because I'm white. No one's like, oh, where are you from? No, they assume I'm from here. But again, it's all racism because why weren't they having that same energy for that Irina Zarutska woman who got tragically killed? I think it was in North Carolina or Georgia. And don't get me wrong, that story was horrific. That was horrific. That poor woman, that Ukrainian refugee or immigrant who got killed by the really like mentally ill, deranged guy. That was horrible. That was so sad. It was awful. But the way the right wing used it to just demonize Black people and to try to make, you know, do this whole we got to protect the white race and white women thing where it's like, well, that woman was not from here. But you didn't see them demonizing her. Not that I mind. I don't care. I like immigration. Immigration is good. What I'm saying is, though, is their double standards of they had no qualms about her being here. No qualms about her being here because she was white. And they don't ask where she's from. They don't ask where you're from. But they say they do that to people who are Muslim all the time. I saw it yesterday when it came to Sneeko. People were being really, really racist towards Sneeko and saying some really vile, really racist Islamophobic shit to him. And so I tweeted about it. And all these idiots in the comments were like, I can't even play the video, honestly. I can't play it. It's too vile and racist. The guy's openly saying, this white supremacist guy's openly saying the N-word with the hard R. And all of these idiots in my comments, when I condemned it, were like, you know Sneeko's a right-winger, right? You know Sneeko's on the right, right? Yeah, I know. That, and? Like, what does Sneeko being on the right have to do with people calling him the N-word with the hard R and saying Islamophobic shit to him and saying they're going to deport him, despite the fact that he is an American citizen? Elon Musk saying that he wants to deport Sneeko when Sneeko is an American born and raised citizen and Elon Musk is an immigrant from South Africa. Insanity. Like, it's ridiculous. It's so disgusting. And again, they don't call it out when it comes to that, when it comes to Islamophobia. But that's why I actually was so proud of the Arab American community in Michigan, that you guys came out like this. I think it's wonderful. You know, something I said to Arabs when I was in Michigan, in Dearborn, was do not be afraid. Like, you absolutely should embrace your role in this country. So much of it, so much of it I'm sorry, this is a really dumb comment. This comment is ridiculous. Islamophobia is not the same as racism. It's bigotry. Yeah, no, first of all, nobody said it was the same. Yes, we understand the difference between racism is about somebody's race, their phenotype, how they look, how they present. Bigotry on the basis of nationality is based off where somebody is from, and Islamophobia is based on somebody's religion. The thing is, though, about Islamophobia is that you don't often see it against white Muslims. And there are white Muslims. White Muslims exist. You don't see it as much. It is very much tied in and racialized. That's actually kind of the point. It is racialized. So to say it's not the same as racism, yes, we understand it's not the exact same thing as racism, but it is actually baked in and tied together because it is racialized. For instance, do you think the people that are racist against Hassan Piker, who is white passing, but not even really white passing because, like, let's be real, he actually does look non-white. Like, he has white features, like he looks white in some areas, but you can also tell if you look at him that he's not totally white. Like, he doesn't look like Charlie Kirk. You can tell he's from the Mediterranean. You can tell he's not from, like, Europe. Well, parts of the Mediterranean obviously are in Europe, but, like, you know what I mean. He's Turkish. But he's also American. And the point is, do you think that Islamophobes and racists against him give a fuck that he doesn't practice? It actually is racist because they racialize being a Muslim. And I don't like when people use black people as human shields to be racist and Islamophobic toward Arabs, which I see people do all the time, especially Zionists. Zionists will be like, to a black person, they'll say this. They'll say this to black people. Oh, you're defending Palestine. You know that they have a specific Arabic word for black people in Gaza. Mm-hmm. And again, when people are Islamophobic or racist toward Hassan Piker, they don't give a shit, which proves my point, which is like makes my point that he's not a practicing Muslim. When they're racist against Cenk Uygur, who Cenk Uygur probably is an even better example because he looks a lot more brown, a lot more Middle Eastern, even though I know Turkey is not technically the Middle East, but they don't know the fucking difference. You really think any of these racists care about the difference or know the difference between somebody who is brown who's Arab, who's from the Levant, rather than somebody who's from Turkey, or even somebody who's from India, who has Indian heritage, like Zohra Mamdani? No, they don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They care that they're brown. Or Mehdi Hassan, who is, I think his heritage is Indian too. They don't give a fuck. They don't even see the difference between Mehdi Hassan and Cenk Uygur. They see brown and they see Muslim. And again, Cenk Uygur's an atheist. Has that ever stopped them? They're racist as fuck to him. They're Islamophobic as fuck to him. Do you think they care that he doesn't practice? Sorry, bro, for all of you guys being like, he's white as fuck. He has white skin. He has light skin. You can tell when you look at him that he is not totally white. That he is not totally European. He's not of European descent completely. I think he's half white. Like, I think his mom or something is white. I don't know. No, maybe his dad. I don't know. I know he's mixed. But you can tell when you look at him, he is not completely white European. That's the point. That's how they're fucking racist. I just hate when people play these stupid ass games where they pretend that because Hassan Piker is white passing or looks white in some areas, like at some points, that it's not clear that he's not Muslim or have some kind of Muslim background. His name is fucking Hassan, bro. Yeah, exactly. There are Muslims who are white in Asia, in Russia. It's just an excuse to ignore the racism. Let's be real. Let's be real. Because again, what's the excuse for the way that Cenk Uygur is treated? You guys are saying that it's okay that Hassan Piker is treated like that and that people are Islamophobic toward him because he doesn't practice and he looks white. Well, Cenk Uygur doesn't look white at all. At all. Could not pass as white. And he is not a practicing Muslim. But that does not matter to Islamophobes and to racists. They racialize him anyway. They racialize him being Muslim. Thank you for the super chat, Boney. Discrimination doesn't discriminate. Anyone can be racist. However, it's largely sweet against anyone who isn't white. Exactly. 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 Abdul talked about Trump shitting his pants. Oh, yeah, that was funny. Thank you for the super chat, stock handle. Oh, thank you for both super chat, stock handle. I have no problem with this. Winning is the goal. Harris is popular with older black voters. Abdul needs them to shore up. Right. Okay. So that's also what I want to say. I do not mind. No, you're right about that, Zora. Not only that, but they don't want Muslims to participate in American life. Going back to what I was originally saying, and then I'll go back to your super chat comment, is that I remember when I was in Michigan for ArabCon and I was talking to people, they were like, telling me about how they never felt like they had any right or place to exercise their own political power, because they felt like, especially after 9/11, that they were alienated and ostracized from American life and basically told to just shut up and put their heads down. Which is why I actually really love to see this poll that shows that they really exercised their muscle and showed the power of their vote in Michigan. I think that's great. I think it's amazing. I love the fact that they exercised their muscle and voted like that in such large numbers for Abdul El-Sayed. First of all, nobody would be batting an eye if it was any other group, any other minority group, any other ethnic group. White people do it all the time. White people vote in their white interests for their white candidates. But then Arab people show up for him and they're all crying about it. They're like, I can't believe it. It's like, no, I think it's great that Arab people are finally exercising their political muscle, because again, so many people who are Arab have felt alienated from the political process and have felt alienated from being able to participate in American politics. I think it's great. Good for them. Now, let's get back to the super chat, which again, thank you for stock handle and shout out to you. That you said about Kamala Harris. From a political perspective, let's go to the thing. From a political perspective, I understand it. I don't think that it was bad that he accepted the endorsement, because you are right. She is still popular, especially with older Black voters, and that is a demographic that he does need to win the general election. I am not unaware of how politics works. I know that politically and for winning purposes, if you are engaging in electoral politics, you need to be strategic, and he needs to win. And by having some older Black voters who like her may feel more comfortable with her, I get all that. I don't think it's wrong that he accept the endorsement. What I don't like, and what I don't think was necessary, and what I understand that a lot of Arab people are upset about, is embracing it with this statement. No one needed this. No one needed you to say that. Hold on. Wait. Which is why. It's just a little fawning. It's just a little fawning for somebody who was actively a part of aiding and abetting the genocide in Gaza. That's why. That's why I don't like it. I think that, again, it's fine that he accepted her endorsement. I just don't think it was necessary to promote it like that. And I really hope, but it wouldn't surprise me if he did, because again, of everything we just talked about, politics wanting to shore up the older Black vote, but really he should not campaign with her. There are going to be people that are going to tell him he should campaign with her because of that. He shouldn't. He shouldn't. She literally was the vice president overseeing the genocide, told Palestinian protesters to kick rocks with otherwise I'm speaking. Her psychotic K-High followers have been harassing Palestinians and Muslims and Arabs in Michigan nonstop since the election, including Rashida Tlaib. And she was the vice president that oversaw this genocide and refused to stop it, and refused to even promise to stop it, refused to even say she would stop it. There is no reason why he needs to campaign with her. And I feel like a lot of people will be like, well, you don't, like, that's not how politics works. It's like, okay, but you also need to be politically aware of the people that brought you to the dance. And the people that brought you to the dance are the people that are disgusted by the Biden-Harris administration. The people that campaigned for you and knocked on doors for you and were inspired by you and excited for you are the people that were fucking disgusted by Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and the way that they handled the Gaza genocide, the way they empowered it, the way they facilitated it. And now she wants to pretend, which this is a separate issue, but now she thinks she's going to run for president and pretend she's going to fight. No. So yeah. My view on it, let me grab my coffee, but my view on it is oh, thanks, Bonnie. That's really sweet. Blakely stands up for the oppressed and discriminated. That's why I love them. One of the very few creators that consistently stands up for Arabic people. Oh, thank you for saying that, Bonnie. That's sweet. I wish more creators would, especially white creators. Especially white creators. Thank you for the super chat, Bonnie. So yeah, my overall feeling to answer the question is, I understand. First of all, anybody talking about how this is just a sign of whatever, like, you know, him being an electoralist or participating in electoral politics. Well, yeah, he is. So obviously he's going to have to be political when he's running in our political system and play politics when this is politics. Otherwise, what are we even talking about? Like, what are we even talking about? We're talking about politics. We're talking about electoral politics. So yeah, he's going to have to do politics. He's going to have to be political. That's politics. What are we even talking about? But then second of all, again, where I stand on it is that I don't think that it's wrong that he accepted the endorsement because, again, it is politics. He is now in the general election. And she is going to still be popular with some voters. But again, part of politics is being able to thread that needle and navigate that kind of shit. And he needs to also navigate and thread the needle for all the people that supported him that were horrified by the genocide. Which, by the way, is still going on. It's not over. He needs to be able to thread the needle to not alienate all the people that literally just got him elected. All the people that literally wanted him to be the nominee because of the fact that he was against the genocide. That he doesn't want to keep funding Israel. But one last thing I'll say in his defense is that this actually isn't new. Some people are acting like it's new. He endorsed Kamala Harris in the election last year or 2 years ago. Like, this actually isn't new. Trust the Rhodes Scholars' political instincts, in my opinion. Thank you for the super chat. I actually forgot to do that. Thank you, Bonnie, for throwing that up there. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And let me give my shout outs. You can support this channel by giving me super chats during this stream, which, as you've seen, people have, and I greatly appreciate it. I always set super chat goals during the streams because it helps the streams and it helps the channel. So thank you so much to everybody who has helped me so far work toward the goal. So super chats helps a lot. Also, liking and sharing the stream. Please like and share the stream. You can also support me by tipping me on Venmo or Cash App, which I like tips. And also by becoming a monthly patron on Ko-Fi or Patreon, which is just pledging monthly support to support my work, to support my content. So thank you so much to everybody who is already. Shout out to all my patrons, my Ko-Fi members, my Twitch subscribers, my YouTube members. I love you guys all so much. You're amazing and I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much to everybody who gives super chats during this. And of course, shout out to my amazing OG wonderful mod, Boney, old Boney Bird. Let's get some claps in the chat for Boney. And yes, you can also see in the chat the links to my other social medias. Please follow me on my other social medias, including Upscrolled and TikTok and everywhere else. And if you want to help my content and support my channel in a way that is not monetary, yes, thank you, Kanan. Kenman. I do have a cool TikTok channel. Thank you. Thank you for the gem and jewels. And if you want to support my content in a way that is not monetary, a great way to do so is to just follow me on all the platforms and watch my content all the way through and interact with it. That's great. That's great. Of course, I appreciate the financial support that I get from people. This is obviously very difficult to, this is not an easy space to make money in if you're not a shill. So I appreciate so much everybody who supports my content and makes it so that I can do this, because it's hard out here, folks. It's hard out here. And if you're not a total shill piece of shit willing to take money from dark money Zionists like David Pakman, it can get really hard out here. So thank you so much to everybody that supports my content. If you want to support my content, but you're unable to do so financially, a great way to do so is just to interact with my content by watching it all the way through when I post the video and like sharing and interacting with it. Because again, they don't even just do it by commenting and liking anymore. How a lot of them, TikTok and YouTube included, are tracking whether or not people's content does well, and that's also what helps their channel grow, is by watch time. They're doing it by watch time, like how long people are watching the video. So just doing that helps a lot too. So thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad, you know what? I really appreciate when people will like my takedowns, because sometimes I feel like I'm just talking to the void. Sometimes I feel like I'm just talking to myself in the mirror and nobody's hearing it. LOL. You're not a shill that makes RB. You have pretty privilege that makes it easier. LOL. LOL. No, I would not say I have pretty privilege. I do not agree with that. I agree that I have white privilege. I have white privilege. I have privilege from being a Westerner and a white person, but pretty. Calm down. Thank you. I don't even have teeth, bro. Thank you. Thank you for the finger hearts. Oy vey. Well, that's the other way that it hurts you financially if you're not a shill in this space, because TikTok not only will take down content constantly, they will also constantly demonetize it or hide it if it's quote unquote controversial. So it's already a lot harder to make money doing content about politics, because there's no incentive for left-wing politics. This is what I was talking about earlier when I was talking about Guy, your favorite guy, how he's always getting targeted. Like, there is not an incentive financially to make left-wing content. You're constantly swimming upstream. You're constantly fighting censorship and the algorithm. And for instance, like, a person will make a video on TikTok and it will go viral and they'll make a lot of money from it, right? If it's like a comedy sketch. If you do that and it's political or you're making fun of Zionists, they will target you. And that's exactly what happened to my video about, the video I made, the cooter mogging skit that I made about Zios and about that girl doing the Israeli propaganda, the cooter mogging girl. That video started to go viral, and then it got taken down off of TikTok. And then once they restored it, they demonetized it and made it ineligible for the For You page. So not only did they censor the video, not only did they demonetize the video, so I won't make any money off of that video on TikTok, but then they censored it so that it wouldn't be allowed to be on the For You page, so no one could see it. Unless you already follow me and you go looking for it. And the same thing happened when I posted it on YouTube. It immediately got demonetized. So that's what I'm saying when I say, like, it's actually very difficult to make money in this space if you are a leftist, if you're a left creator, if you're an anti-Zionist, if you're not a shill that is just doing Israeli propaganda and Hasbara. It's a lot harder because you are constantly swimming upstream. You are constantly fighting the algorithm, fighting censorship, fighting demonetizations. Like, it's crazy. Which is why it's so fucking stupid to me when people will call people who are like left-wing creators grifters. Off what? Just trying to survive as a left-wing content creator is difficult enough. If people on the left really wanted to be grifters, you'll know, because then they do the why I left the left pivot. They do that grift because they realize that there's no money. There's no money. There isn't millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars being a left-wing creator. And they know that if they talk about Zionism, if they call out the Israeli regime, they're going to get censored to high fucking heaven. Not only that, but people don't like the people that own the platforms don't like left-wing politics to begin with. They don't like people talking about Medicare for all, people criticizing the Trump administration in any way that actually has teeth. They don't like people talking about socialism. They don't like people talking about communism. Like, no, it is totally disincentivized. So when they call people grifters, it's so fucking stupid. It's like, no, actually, a person doing their little why I left the left grift and becoming a Zionist creator are going to make a lot fucking more money than somebody like, for instance, I'll take myself out of it, Guy Christensen, your favorite guy. He has 4 million followers on TikTok. He could be making a fuck ton of money being a right-wing grifter if he wanted to be. But he is instead a left-wing creator who is constantly fighting upstream to not get his shit taken down off TikTok. And he got blacklisted from Instagram. Make it make sense. That's not how grifting works. Like, it's just fucking stupid. Thank you, Boney, so much for gifting the memberships. That's so nice. Gifted 10 memberships. Yes. Thank you. The point is, they do not make it easy. A grifter is somebody who utters talking points to appeal to one group for an incentive. That, and actually what a grifter is somebody who will glom onto anything in order to profit. Like, they don't have one consistent thing. They'll glom onto things. That's why it's called grifting. Like, grift, like you're grafting yourself onto something. They'll just jump on to anything in order to make money. And how they blunt the progress of people being able to make money a lot who are actually left-wing creators, and Guy was talking about this recently in one of his videos, is they'll take your video down, but even if they restore it, they've already killed the momentum. So it's not going to make any money. Like, if you post a video and it starts to go viral, like my video about the Cootermonger started to go viral and then they took it down, yeah, they put it back up. But by the time they put it back up, the momentum was killed. And like I said, they took it off the For You page, which means it was demonetized and nobody could see it. I just find it irritating when people say stupid shit like that, because it's like, no, you know who's really embarrassing? No, a grifter is somebody who, again, will jump on other things in order to make money off of them, like Jillian Michaels. The why I left the left people are grifters. Even somebody who's a shill, I wouldn't call a grifter, like David Pakman, because David Pakman actually is like a radical Zionist. He's a shill, he's a hack. He'll do pretty much anything to make money. He doesn't have any principles. He'll sling children's book AI slop to make money and promote gambling, degenerate gambling sites that scammed people without vetting them. But would I call him a grifter? No, probably not, because to me, grifting has a specific definition. Like, you're jumping on anything or fads in order to grift and make money off of a certain cause or a certain fad. When, like, David Pakman, I would say the more correct term would be shill. Shill. Will do anything for money. Prostitute, even. But that's different. Yeah, a grifter is kind of like a leech. Like, they grab onto certain things. So, like, what's his name? The really dumb one. Who's the really dumb one? They call him the dumbest man in media. That guy's a grifter. Yeah, or like Olivia Juliana. She's somebody who I would consider a grifter because she will change her opinion and glom onto things so long as it's making her money and it's popular. She was anti-ICE and pro Medicare for all until she started getting paid by Chorus, and then she was against those things. That's grifting. Also, thanks for being public on Maxwell Frost. I actually didn't even know that about him until I tweeted about it. I saw a tweet from somebody I follow. I didn't even know that about him. I was like, wow, you suck. I didn't realize you sucked like that, bro. Oh, I wouldn't call Piers a grifter. I'd call, yeah, exactly. That's not even people. I feel like people don't know what the word means. Because if anything, Piers has always been a tabloid journalist. He really kind of always has been. And that's always been his job. He's kind of always been that. Like, he always did that kind of tabloid gutter kind of content. And thank you, Boney, for the super chat, by the way. Is Hassan Piker a grifter partially? No, I don't think so. Again, I wouldn't define somebody as that who he's a streamer and he makes his worldview known. He doesn't change his opinions in order to pivot off of a trend to make money, which is what grifting is. Hassan Piker is just a streamer who makes money streaming and talks about what he believes. By definition, a grifter doesn't have a set of core beliefs. A grifter, by definition, is somebody who doesn't have a set of core beliefs, and so they are willing to make themselves malleable in order to get on the side of a certain cause in order to make money or gain power. And they will change and glom on to certain aspects of a movement or a political ideology, depending on how popular it is at that moment or if they can make money. So in that case, no, Hassan would not fall into that category. He's just a left-wing streamer. And I wouldn't even call Ben Shapiro a grifter because Ben Shapiro is a true believer in his radical, insane Zionism. Is Ben Shapiro a shill? Absolutely. Is Ben Shapiro a hack that will also degrade himself for money? Absolutely. That's not being a grifter. Because he actually has a very fixed radical worldview that he sticks to, despite Ben Shapiro is losing thousands of subscribers a month and he's still sticking to his radical Zionism. That's not grifting. That's being committed to the bit. I just think we need to be more accurate in the way that we throw these terms around. Also, making money in and of itself is not bad. I feel like a lot of people on the left get that shit confused too, where it gets to the point where you start acting like somebody's being immoral by earning money. No, it's not immoral to earn money. Taking advantage of people, grifting, being a disgusting sellout ghoul that will say anything for a paycheck like Benny Johnson. Oh my gosh. He's like a poster child for grifting, Benny Johnson. That bitch will say anything for money. That's immoral. But it's not immoral in and of itself to earn a living, to make money. People need to make money. Like, people are going to die if they don't make money. People need to earn money. The way that you earn money matters. Yes. Now there we have it. Thank you for the super chat, North. That is correct. Van Jones is a grifter. That bitch will say anything for money. Will say anything for money. I'm not saying we can't trash these people, but I think we should be accurate in our language because when you throw around terms all the time, they lose their meaning. You'll hear me call Ben Shapiro a lot of things, but I wouldn't call Ben Shapiro necessarily a grifter because, again, he's a shill. He's depraved. He will do a lot of shit for money. He's unscrupulous. But that's not grifting. He is still a committed racist radical Zionist who does have a fixed ideological worldview. You know who else is a grifter who it actually fits the description? Is Jillian Michaels. Jillian Michaels is a fucking grifter. Somebody who was a fucking fitness influencer who scammed people with her scam diet pills. And then when she wasn't making enough money because you're just a fat loser, exercise more and eat less and don't take GLP-1s wasn't popular, people were like, fuck you, we're not doing that anymore. People like GLP-1s and your bullshit didn't work. Then she pivoted to radical right-wing racism and Islamophobia and pro-Israel propaganda and became a right-wing influencer because she's not making money off of her bullshit diet scams anymore. That's a grifter. And you can tell because they've changed their views. She went from I'm a liberal to now she's a like right-wing fascist. Oh yeah, Dr. Oz is like an OG grifter. Dr. Oz was a grifter before the term became popular. True. I really wish that StreamYard had an integration to TikTok, though. Like, I honestly kind of can't believe it doesn't. I want to start streaming on Kick, but the reason why I haven't is because I got told that it has to be exclusive. If you're gonna stream on Twitch or Kick, it has to be like exclusive, like you're only streaming on there. You can't multi-stream, which I can't really do that on Kick because there's not enough people on there. Thank you for the super chat, Matthew. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. No, you want to talk about insane hack? Is David Pakman, which I didn't even know till I saw it yesterday on Twitter. Somebody clipped it from Silly and Billy. That he never even talked about the race in Michigan. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? Wait, was the goal made? Oh, it must have not updated. It's showing 9 on my end. It's showing 9 on my end, not 10, but whatever. Goals made. Thank you so much, Zora, for the generous super chat. Also, I want to be on title screen. How do I get there? I love you, Blakely. You're an angel with micro face. Hassan is not grifting. He doesn't do ads and turn down 1 million in gambling spots. That is a good point. I forgot about that. But even if he did do ads, I still don't think that that's bad. It depends. Who are you doing the ad for? What is the ad promoting? Like, I think it's great that he doesn't do ads, and he doesn't need to because he makes a ton of money. But I don't think it's inherently wrong for somebody to do ads if he did. But you're right. He doesn't do ads. And I forgot about that. He did turn down like a huge gambling ad offer. Wait, okay. Question. After the stream, listen to some of my KEXP. What is that? I also want to be on title screen. What does that mean? Zora, can you clarify what you mean? When you say I want to be on the title screen, also the Kex P something. Oh, we did make the goal. Oh, you know what? It was fucking Boney, wasn't it? Oh, thank you, comrade. Comrade Cranky, thank you. Abdul El Sayed supports the U.S. NATO war against Russia. Okay, well, here's the thing about that, though. And I know people are going to get mad about this, and I am going to defend him a little bit. The thing about that is, and we are going to go over because we made the super chat goal, so we're going to go longer, and maybe we can watch something on it. The thing about that, though, is that I'm hoping, and I think there is still time for people to talk to him about that and change his mind. I don't really feel like I have such a huge place to judge because I used to believe that Ukraine, we were supposed to defend Ukraine too. I didn't know. TMR does ads reads, they're not griffin. Exactly. I don't think that it's inherently wrong in and of itself to do an ad read, depending on what it was. Like, if you use it and you like it and it's a decent company, I don't think that that's wrong. I think what becomes sticky, what becomes wrong is like, okay, what company are you doing it for? Or some people who are just greedy who do it all the fucking time. Like, even if David Pakman wasn't a radical hack Zionist, have you guys ever seen how many ad reads he does? Same thing with Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro just like 500 fucking ad reads. Like, the amount of ad reads that these bitches shove into their shows is crazy, bro. Same with I think Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan just like an insane amount of ad reads. It's like, is this really necessary? All of you guys are rich. You don't need to do that many ad reads. But yes, I don't think in and of itself it's wrong to do ad reads. I think it matters what you're doing the ad read of, what the company is. Are you even really using the product? Or are you being like David Pakman and Joe Rogan and Ben Shapiro, where they're not even barely using the products, they're just shoving 8,000 different ad reads into their shows to try to get as much money as possible. I definitely think that there needs to be more education around Ukraine. A lot of people still don't really understand what's happening in Ukraine, as well as Cuba. Same with Cuba. People are not talking nearly enough about Cuba, what is going on in Cuba. But I agree about Ukraine. There's a lot of propaganda around Ukraine. I used to believe a lot of the propaganda around Ukraine too. Because on its face, it sounds like, the story makes sense. Like, but Ukraine's literally like on Israel's side. Like what? Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean you're on Israel's side? Like, they're literally on their side, including in the Iran war. How crazy is that? Whilst, according to your goal, you got like 15 on this channel, on more and 5 on the other one. Yeah, I don't know why it's not. Thank you, Boney, for that super chat. I don't know why it's not reading it. Oh, that's the other thing. It doesn't count jewels because the jewels are just cents. It doesn't count the jewels. The jewels are like a couple cents, I think. So it has to be like in the dollar amount. But it doesn't matter. We met the goal. We met the goal. We met the goal. Da, na, 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 na. Yes, which is fine. We still met it. We still met it. I think it's blue and above on the other channel, though. Excellent job on Due Dissidents, Russ and Keenan. Oh, yes, I know. I love them. They're great. Thank you for that. Thank you. Yeah, I was on, what do you call it the other day? Colonial Outcasts. This is what people need to understand about what's happening in Iran. Okay? You guys ready for this? Thank you for the super chat, Kenman. What do you mean progressives fell for the Iran psyop? Can you clarify what you mean by that? Because I feel like most progressives are against the Iran war. Here's the thing. When it comes to the war on Iran, and that is how we should frame it. The way we frame things in language matters. This is a war on Iran that we started with the Israeli regime. When it comes to that, we lost. We're just in denial about it. That's it. It's over. We lost. Pack it up. Go home. Everything else is just PR and propaganda and window dressing and cope from America. Anything you hear Trump say about it, anything you hear even the Democrats say about it, hey, why is Trump doing a deal with Putin, or not Putin, why is Trump doing a deal with Iran? That's weakness. It's over, boo. Wrap it up. It's over. We lost. And if you're complaining about weakness, you should have thought about that before you started a war and lost. The winners of the war get to set the terms. That's how war works. We lost. It's over. Again, they're going to pretend it's not over, but that's just cope. That's epic levels of copium being drunk in the American media, in American politics, both a lot of Democrats and Republicans and Trump and Netanyahu all pretending that America did not already lose. We lost. This is over. We're the person who our spouse left and we think that they're coming back. And we haven't accepted that the marriage is over. No, it's over. We lost. We lost the Iran war. The Strait of Hormuz closing, which, by the way, there were people in Trump's cabinet, some of the military experts, I forget the official commander name, it wasn't CENTCOM, it was something else, that told Trump starting a war with Iran would be a disaster because they can shut down the Strait of Hormuz. So he was warned of that. They shut down the Strait of Hormuz. It's over. We have no leverage. We tried, you know that saying, if you're going to come at the king, you better not miss. We tried to go after them, bombard them, and do regime change, and it failed. It's over. Just because people are pretending like it's not over doesn't mean it's not over. It is over. We lost. It's just a matter of acceptance. You know, in recovery rooms, there's a prayer that starts with, acceptance is the answer to all of your problems today. Acceptance is the answer to all of my problems today. It starts with acceptance, friends. And what the U.S. needs to accept is that we lost the Iran war. It is over. They can cope and they can seethe, and Democrats can say it's weakness, and Trump can say it's not over, and Trump can say they're begging to come back to the negotiating table, and the Republicans can say that we're going to go and put boots on the ground and we're going to la 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 la. It's over. We lost. We tried to come at the king. We missed. We tried to do regime change. It failed. And all of what is happening right now is just cope. It's all cope. It's dragging it out and refilling the copium bottle over and over and over again because it is over. You cannot beat them now that they have shut the Strait of Hormuz. They also have the capacity to develop drones at a rapid pace for very cheap. Meanwhile, our Pentagon is spending $1 trillion to build aircraft carriers that no one uses. We're running out of reserves. The U.S. is running out of reserves. We lost. It's over. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Let me grab my coffee. I've been meaning to get it. And then, guys, I see your super chats. I see you. Don't leave, because I want to read them. And I'm going to read them. Because I see you, boo. I see you. Just give me a second. Let me grab my coffee. Put the dog cam on. Look at Eggie. You ever realize that you have more coffee than you thought and then you get excited? Because that's what just happened to me. I didn't realize there was still some more coffee in the pot. And I thought all I had was in my cup. And so I grabbed the cup and then I realized I had more in the pot. And I was like, oh my gosh. Yay. Yes, talking Helen and Megan. Yes, if you are a member of this wonderful community, let's go. Let's go. Use those emojis. Oh my gosh, did you guys hear about this? Is like I'm making it like it's a really big deal. It's not that big of a deal. About the Eric Swalwell having a fling with Stephen Miller's wife. Yikes. Look at him. Excuse me, is this not the cutest shit you've ever seen? What? He's so cute. What? And his little tongue is sticking out. You can't really see it. I wonder if I move my computer if you could see it. Can you see his little tongue? Your little tongue. Ow. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? Oh my gosh. So perfect, you guys. He's so perfect. Yarmo. Yes, Melvin. Melvin is so not FOMO. He has not FOMO. What is it called when somebody always has to be the center of attention? There's like a word for that I'm just like not thinking of right now. Melvin does not like when anybody else is getting attention. He has to be the center. Okay, let me read your super chats. Thank you so much, Henry, for the super chat. Another thing I don't Oh my gosh, I love them so much, you guys. Dogs are everything. They really are. They really are. Another thing, I don't think it reads these $2 ones counts them. I had to be 5 or higher. When are you going to guest host the JD show? Yes, I think it depends on the channel. On this channel, it's the 5 or higher. On the other one, I think it's 2 or higher. I think. I don't know. I don't know. Ukraine is being invaded. They need to say or do whatever they have to do in order to not be wiped off the face of the earth. I don't think they should be judged. Well, I do judge them for allying with the Israeli regime because what do you mean? What do you mean you're allying with them? You're claiming that you're trying to defend yourselves from an imperial force coming in, and then you're defending the imperial force that's decimating the Palestinians? Thank you for the super chat, Stock Handle. And thank you, Pete, for the super chat. Right on. Shows like yours, Jimmy Dore, Due Dissidents, Gray Zone, etc. are helping re-educate and awaken the younger generation where the hope lies. Yeah, I think, too, that, I think that I want... The hope lies in people being awake, but also being able to... Oh, somebody else. Thank you for the super chat, Pete. Yep, Assange said, endless wars wash money out of the tax bases in the U.S. in the hands of the elite. I mean, that's true. That's obviously true. And like you said about waking people up, I want people to be awake, but I want people to be awake, but not, what is the word I'm looking for? Defeated, not hopeless, not paralyzed by fear. Or despair. Pessimistic. That's a good one too. Wait, what?
I think to me,
By the way, just a quick definitional thing. What, in your mind, is the difference between socialism and communism?
I think to me,
By the way, just a quick definitional thing. What, in your mind, is the difference between socialism and communism?
I think to me, the fundamental differences, I mean, there's many.
Yeah.
One prevailing one is democracy. And I believe that democratic socialists are fundamentally pro-democracy. And we believe in the ballot box. We believe in respecting the outcomes of elections and governing democratically and ensuring that the ideas and policies that are implemented are won through popular vote and popular opinion. And so I think that's why so much of what we focus on is also making sure that we are providing for the majority of Americans, guaranteeing health care.
What I think actually is weirdest about that was not even that, right? I thought the weirdest answer there actually was when she said that she wasn't a member of the national DSA, but she's a member of the local DSA. That was odd to me. Thank you, Boney, for throwing that up there. Yes. Ko-Fi's great. I like Ko-Fi. You know what I really like about Ko-Fi? They don't charge you to when people become members. They don't charge you to take the money out, which I like. No, what I think is weird about that is that what I think is really weird about that sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Was her saying that she doesn't believe that, or she's not a part of the national DSA, but she's a part of the local DSA. Like, that's not a thing. You're either in DSA or you're not. There's different chapters. What is this we stuff? Wait, hold on. Where is it? Hold on. At one point she says, wait.
And just the difference between socialism.
By the way, these interviews are total clown shoes. I know you guys all know that, but just in case anybody happens to stop by this chat that isn't a regular or whatever that sees this, all of these interviewers are total fucking clowns. They're so unserious. They're so unserious. It's all bullshit. Zionist media, clown car. Do you condemn Hassan Piker? Do you condemn Sharia law? Yeah, but what about Israel having health care? Like, total fucking clowntownery from these people. Not serious. Not asking about serious policy. Like, they're just total fucking hacks. It's ridiculous.
And communism.
I think to me, the fundamental differences, I mean, there's many.
Yeah.
One prevailing one is democracy. And I believe that democratic socialists are fundamentally pro.
Are you still a member of Democratic Socialists of America?
Of the New York City chapter.
The New York City chapter, not the national.
No.
And what's the difference?
So every DSA chapter is formed locally.
Yeah.
And so the New York City DSA chapter, those are folks that you know.
But it's still under the national DSA umbrella. You know what's bullshit about that, though, Stock Handle, which thank you, by the way, for the super chat. But you know what's bullshit about her saying, if that is the case, is that she's going to run for president, and you know whose endorsement she's going to want? The national DSA. So let's not get that twisted. I don't like these kinds of fucking games that she's playing, because there is no, oh, I'm only a part of the local Democratic Party, but not the National Democratic Party. What do you mean? No, DSA is a national organization that has branches all over the country. Now, that's not to say, if I'm trying to read what she's saying in the best faith, that like they don't differ through different chapters. Some chapters have different working groups and they focus on different things, but the national overarching chapter or organization, still all of the local chapters are under that umbrella. So and just know this, when she runs for president, which she's absolutely going to, which, bro, I think that is such a not a good idea. All the fucking progressives, bro, all the left, all the comrades, my comrades, they're all like, yeah, she has to, this is great. I'm like, no, it's really not, but okay, whatever. She's definitely going to want the national DSA endorsement. So I don't know what this game is. I don't know what this hoo-ha is.
It's kind of like your local union chapter.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So
Yeah, but your local union chapter, if you're under, let's say, the UAW, you're still under the national chapter. I mean, the national umbrella. Your local UAW chapter is still under the umbrella of the national UAW. What do you mean?
Because are you still a member of Democratic Socialists of America?
Of the New York City chapter.
All right, let me be super clear. I don't know yet, but it's not her. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Really quick. And I'm going to keep saying this, and I know people are going to keep getting mad about it because every fucking DSA member and socialists and progressives are falling all over themselves thinking that she should be the next president. DSA chapter in Atlanta already endorsed her. Number one, she is not going to have an easy time overcoming buddying up to Genocide Joe during the last election and lying for Kamala Harris. That's going to be a problem for her. Let's say she's able to overcome that. She apologizes. She comes out, she addresses the tirelessly serve for a ceasefire and apologizes and says that she is for a complete arms embargo in Israel now, right? Let's say she does that. Here's the problem. One of my problems with her. I have other problems with her, such as the lying about them working tirelessly for a ceasefire and also doing a lot of Israeli propaganda and Zionist propaganda. But fundamentally, she has not proven herself to be strong enough to do it, to have what it takes. You have to be. And by the way, I know there are going to be people that are going to be like, that's really sexist. It's because she's a woman. No, I actually said the same thing about Bernie Sanders after he lost in 2020. That there has to be self-reflection on our part too, folks. There has to be self-reflection. Did the media constantly fucking meddle in the election trying to sway it to Joe Biden and against Bernie Sanders? Absolutely. Did the Democratic Party attempt to do everything they could to soft rig it against Bernie Sanders? Absolutely. He also had a part. You always have a part. And no matter if you get fucked over or not, you still have to self-reflect and look at your own actions. One of the reasons why Bernie Sanders lost, yes, was because of the media. Yes, was because of the Democratic Party conspiring against him. It was also because fundamentally, Bernie Sanders is not actually a fighter. And by that, I mean he is unwilling to get uncomfortable and to be aggressive when it needs to be. It's not about them having a perfect record. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. This is not purity testing. It's not about having a perfect record. It's about when you have somebody that's going to go up against a fucking fascist like J.D. Vance, you need somebody who is strong, who is willing to get in the fucking mud, who's willing to be ruthless. That is not her. That is not her. She is not willing to be. She won't even go on progressive media where she thinks she's going to be challenged. What you need is somebody like Trump. Somebody like Trump, where Trump was not only unafraid to get in the mud, he was not afraid to fight with people. He was not afraid to fight with other Republicans. He was not afraid to fight with other people in the Republican Party. He wasn't afraid to trash the Republican Party. He wasn't afraid to threaten to run as an independent. He wasn't afraid to fight with the media. You need somebody that has that kind of strength, that is going to really take on the fascists. She does not have that. In fact, none of them do. I don't know a single Democrat who actually has the ability to do that right now. Except for maybe Abdul El-Sayed. Except for maybe Abdul El-Sayed right now. He's been really the only one that I've actually seen be really good at swatting away like the media and the racists and the Islamophobes and the right-wingers. He's been really good about that. And Zohran Mamdani's really good about it. But I know people will be like, he's not born here, which I don't give a fuck about. I don't think that AOC has what it takes to put up the fight that is going to need to be put up. The ruthlessness that is going to need to be put up to take on the fascists. On top of that, I don't really. I don't like that I feel like she is too career oriented than focusing on like what we really need. And no, I don't know who the person is. But what we need is somebody who is willing to actually fight. I don't actually think that she's like that. That's just, it's not really her disposition. I think that I just don't think that she's willing to put up a fight a lot. Like, again, she can't even go into a hostile media environment with people on the left. She won't do it. She only communicates through Instagram. She's afraid to go on right-wing media. She won't go on left media unless she gets a softball interview like on the Majority Report. Which again, no shade. I love the Majority Report. I love the Majority Report. I love Sam. I love Emma. But that was a softball interview. Let's keep it a buck. She wouldn't have done it if she thought it was going to be tough. And again, it doesn't always have to need to be tough. It doesn't always have to be like, when I say giving like a adversarial interview or whatever, I don't mean that they have to go in there and, you know, shit all over her, you know? It's like, I'm not saying that you have to be a total fucking bitch, but like, you know, she should be asked about Gaza. She should be. Whatever. She's going to run. People are going to support her. I'm just saying. People are very excited about her. I'm not saying that I wouldn't vote for her in a general if it were her. Like, obviously, I think that depending on what she's running on and her stance on Israel is going to be a huge determining factor for me. But at the same time, I'm not saying like, oh my gosh, she's the worst in the world. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like a lot of people are excited about her. I'm not. I think she hedges too much. That little thing she just did. Oh, I'm a part of local DSA, not national DSA. Like, what are you doing? Doing propaganda for Zionists, like lying for Kamala Harris. Again, she seems to be very committed to like her career and climbing up her career ladder and like protecting the Democratic Party. I guess this is what I'm saying. I want somebody to run that doesn't care about protecting the Democratic Party brand. I want somebody who doesn't give a fuck, who understands that the Democrats are corrupt. Absolutely not. Fuck him. I would rather have AOC. Fuck this guy. Did you hear his stupid ass answers? They're like, are you okay? Are you for a... Did we see that? Did we watch that? Can we watch that? Wait, hold on. I got to read. Somebody gave a super chat. I don't want to miss it. Oh, it was you, Stock Handle. Thank you. She's not going to run for president because she didn't try to fix it at the national level, but just New York. I think she's going to take out Chucky instead. That would be better, but no, I do think she's going to run. AOC got into a disagreement with the national DSA. Instead of ironing those differences out, she said that she cannot do it at the local level. Oh, I already read that one. Thank you for the flower. Thank you for the super chat, Pete. Not sure what's more cringe, AOC or Harris answering substantive questions. Her lack of knowledge is as bad as her inability. I actually don't agree with that. I don't think that AOC is stupid. A lot of people talk about AOC like she's such an idiot. I don't think she's stupid. I just think that she is too, I think she tries too hard. And I think, honestly, that makes her... Well, first of all, there's a couple things. I don't think she's very informed on foreign policy. Like, that is... Like, that's why her answers on foreign policy are always so embarrassing. She's not very informed on foreign policy, which you're going to need to be if you're going to run for president. But then, second of all, I actually think a lot of it has to do with the fact that she's always trying so hard. And that comes across as really fake and really cringe in interviews. But I don't think she's stupid. Just like I don't think Kamala Harris is stupid. Kamala Harris is just cringe and uncharismatic. And when you don't have an ideology, then you're going to look stupid. The reason why a lot of Democrats sound stupid when they're answering questions is because, and actually, I don't think this applies to AOC, because it's not that I don't think AOC has any ideology. I just think it's that AOC, again, seems to be more focused on protecting the Democratic Party and her advancement in her career in the party than she does about being committed to the coherent ideological fight that needs to be committed to. That's where I think she gets tripped up a lot. I think with Kamala Harris has no ideology, has no ideological commitment or worldview. So when somebody has no commitment or worldview, they're going to sound stupid when they talk because they have no beliefs. Clearly, Kamala Harris is not stupid. You don't get to be a prosecutor, an attorney general, a senator. She's not a stupid person. She's vapid. She has no beliefs. Like, that's why. You need to have an ideology. You know what I mean? No, I have to, no, Stock Handle, I gotta show you that insane fucking interview from John Ossoff, because to me, that was like disqualifying. Again, it comes back to fighting. And what this interview told to me is that he is unwilling to fight.
No.
Do you support Medicare for all?
That is actually what it comes down to a lot to me when it comes to looking for somebody who's going to be a president. Are they willing to fight? Because that is what we need. It is not enough to have good policy. That is the lesson that some of us should have taken from Bernie Sanders. It is not enough to have good policy. If you are unwilling to fight, you are not going to win. Not in this moment. We need something so much bigger. I don't feel like people understand how bad shit is. How bad shit is, how bad it's going to get, and the fascists that are going to be running in 2028. Shit is already really bad. It's already really bad. And it's going to get worse. And they're going to promise worse in 2028. We need somebody who is going to be fucking ruthless and who understands that they need to be incredibly aggressive while running. Somebody really strong. And honestly, I don't see that in anybody right now. The closest is Abdul El-Sayed, and he's new. He's new. We haven't even seen how he's going to govern. I don't see it. Again, the lesson I took from Bernie Sanders' 2020 race was that it's not enough to have good policy like Bernie did and a strong fan base or base of support like Bernie did. His weakness is ultimately what helped him lose. He was unwilling to take on the media, and he was unwilling to take on the Democratic Party himself. Because Bernie Sanders loves to say, we got to take on the establishment. But then when push came to shove, he wasn't even willing to take on Joe Biden. He's not even willing to tell Chucky to step aside. Think about that. When it comes down to it, Bernie Sanders was not only unwilling to really take on the media in the way that he needed to, because yes, you absolutely need to take that into consideration when you're running for office. You are not just running against the political party, you are also running against the media narrative. And Bernie Sanders was not only unwilling to run against the media and take on the media in the way that he needed to, he was unwilling to take on the very same Democratic establishment that he is always preaching to everybody else to take on. He wouldn't even criticize Joe Biden the way he needed to. And that is exactly how AOC is. AOC is the same way. For anybody who wants to be like, actually, that's sexist. No, she's the same way as Bernie. She does have an ideology, it seems like, but she is unwilling to take on the media. She's unwilling to even be uncomfortable in the media. And she is unwilling to take on her own party. It's not going to work. Even if she could win a primary, that's not the kind of person that you need in the general. Even if she were to get through a primary, you can't have that shit in the general. You are really risking, if they do not run someone strong, you are really risking letting JD Vance win, or worse, which to me would be even more of a nightmare, is like somebody like Tucker Carlson running. That would be a fucking nightmare to me. That would be even scarier because Tucker Carlson is very talented. People laugh it off. People laugh him off. They say, oh no, Tucker Carlson, whatever. He's just whatever. No. If you don't understand the threat that Tucker Carlson is and the actual talent that he has and the way that he could persuade a general electorate, you are not paying attention. You are mistaken. I really worry that if, let's say, AOC ran for president and got out of the primary, and let's say Tucker Carlson ran for president, Tucker Carlson would beat her. I think it's time for President Hassan Piker. They have a chance against JD Vance no matter what, because JD Vance is incredibly unpopular. But here's what I'm trying to impress upon you guys. We also have to be thinking beyond just the next election, which the Democrats never do. They always are only thinking to the next election. No, the reason why it matters how they win and who wins in the midterm is because it's going to help determine what happens in the next election. The reason why it matters who runs in the next election is because it's not only going to determine who wins in that election, but what the country is going to look like after it has been diminished by another right-winger winning, which is why Jon Ossoff, and I'm going to show you his thing right now, is so not fucking starter. It should be a non-starter to anyone that you would run and not be talking about radical change. We need, you know why we need radical change in this country? Because the Republicans are radically dismantling it. We need radical change in this country because the Republicans are radically changing the country right now. The Republicans are radically changing the country right now. So we need radical to meet that. But instead, we have this from Jon Ossoff.
Do you support the Green New Deal?
No.
Do you support Medicare for all?
No.
Do you support DC statehood?
Yes.
Do you support Puerto Rican statehood?
Yes.
Do you support defunding the police?
No.
Do you support abolishing ICE?
No.
Do you support expanding the Supreme Court?
No.
Do you support ending the filibuster?
Maybe.
Maybe? Wrong
Do you support the
answer.
Green New Deal?
No.
Wrong answer. Disqualified. And again, guys, when I'm saying that this is why this is such a big deal that he answered that way, it is not just because of the specific answers that he gave. It is his worldview. The fact that he doesn't think that those radical things need to happen. Imagine saying at this late fucking date that you maybe support abolishing the filibuster. What? The reason why is because what that tells me is you're not prepared. You don't get it. No, you don't get it. He's not prepared for this moment. Again, people get hung up on the answers. Oh, he mentioned defunding the police or abolishing ICE. Yes, of course, abolishing ICE, unacceptable answer. They should absolutely be abolished. Expanding the Supreme Court, unacceptable answer. It absolutely should be expanded. Getting rid of the filibuster, no fucking brainer, bro. No fucking brainer. It absolutely should be fucking gotten rid of. But again, it's not even just about the way he answered it on the policy. The problem with those answers is what it tells us about his ability to read the moment and his willingness to fight. Because Democrats love to say, you hear Alyssa Slopkin do this line, the divide on the Democratic Party is fighters and folders. Fighting for who? And is the fighting in the room with us now? Is the fighting in the room with us now? Because I don't see it. Fighters and folders, you guys fold all the time like cheap lawn chairs. What do you mean? Fighters and folders? You bitches fold. You bitches fold. You bitches fold like clean laundry. What it conveys is that he is not only unaware of the moment that we're living in, he is unwilling to meet the moment that we're living in. Democrats love to talk about being fighters. Democrats love to talk about we are fighting for the people. But then when push comes to shove, the only thing they'll fight is a progressive. When push comes to shove, the only thing they will fight, the only thing they will stand up to is a progressive. They don't fight the Republicans. And Jon Ossoff giving an answer like that tells you a lot, not just about the policies he's not going to fight for. He's not going to fight for Medicare for all. He doesn't believe in it. He's not going to fight for it to abolish ICE. He doesn't believe in it. It tells you a lot about the policies, but it also tells you about his disposition. He does not have what it takes. He does not have the disposition or what it takes to meet this moment. He doesn't understand it. He doesn't understand the moment that we are living in. So again, this actually applies to all of them that I can think of right now. And I'm sorry that that's not a satisfactory answer to a lot of people, but we really don't have anybody that meets the moment. Because honestly, all of them are like that. AOC, Jon Ossoff, like she didn't answer that many embarrassing questions like Jon Ossoff did, but what they have in common, the through line, AOC, Jon Ossoff, Gavin Newsom, everyone running for president already, Pete Buttigieg, Kamala Harris, what they all have in common is that none of them are willing to have the kind of fight and the kind of radicalism that this moment calls for. Whoever runs for president in 2028 should be running against the Democratic Party. And none of them are doing that. None of them are doing it. They're all subservient to the party. Anyone who really wants to run for president and actually like change the country in 2028 to fight the fascism should be running aggressively against the Democratic Party and the establishment and everything. The fucking entire system should be on trial. But they're not. They're all running within the careful framework of subservience to the party, loyalty to the party, getting in line, not ruffling any feathers, not upsetting anybody, and not pushing the envelope when it comes to policy. I'm sorry, none of you are ready for prime time. None of you are ready for prime time. Like Hong in Wisconsin. Wait, what about her? I hope she wins. The guy she's running against is exactly the kind of hack I'm talking about, but actually worse. Actually worse. He's worse because he's fucking sitting there with some, oh, but Republicans have a lot of good ideas, you guys. Yeah, Republicans have a lot of good, he literally said that. He literally said, yeah, but Republicans have a lot of good ideas. And then he said that calling him the establishment is like using the N-word. Except it's literally not. Except it's nothing like that. Thank you, Pete, for the super chat. Never said that either is stupid, but willfully ignorant on the issues. AOC went to Munich and could not answer simple questions. Totally embarrassing. No, I agree with that. Sorry if I misunderstood you. I thought you were saying they were stupid. Thank you for clarifying that. Yeah, no, I agree with the foreign policy thing. Yeah, her answers in Munich were embarrassing. They were really embarrassing. Her answers on Taiwan, like, totally embarrassing. I'm also not voting for anybody in 2028 that doesn't support completely defunding any funding to the Israeli regime. We are living in a different time. People think we live, like, politicians and shit act like we're living in the 90s. We're living in a totally different time. We need somebody who is not afraid to fight. And by fight, I mean not afraid to fight everything. Fight their own party, fight the establishment, fight the institutions, fight the courts, fight the Republicans, fight the media. Like, you actually really need somebody that has that kind of strength because of what we're going up against. We are not living in the time of Barack Obama. And the Democrats already tried the let's just be nice and do the kumbaya with Republicans and hold their hand and eat tea and strumpets like Joe Biden did. How'd that work out? How'd that work out? No. That's the other thing too, is that they always want to attack people who are, you know, voting a certain way or like, you know, whatever. But sorry, I'm going off of a comment, but like most people in this country don't fucking vote. We really do act like people just don't not vote. The last election, hold on, I think I got a photo of it. And actually, before we go, I know I've gone way over. I want to show you guys that Kamala Harris clip. It's really embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. It's like, who are you talking to, boo? Wait. Wait. Here it is. Share. Image file. Desktop. Here it is. This was the 2024 election, you guys. You see which pie is the biggest, which color the pie is biggest? Voting. Hold on, let me pull the other one up. So it was 32, 32, and roughly 36. So roughly 32% voted for Harris, 32 around voted for Trump, and 36 did not vote at all. And yet we never talk about those people. We never talk about those people. We never talk about the massive amount of people that literally don't vote at all. All right. Well, before I end this, I do want to watch that Kamala Harris clip because, oh shit, I gotta take that off. I can't let you guys have chat on screen because you guys are too rowdy. I accidentally turned the thing on stream. No, I can't let the chat play on stream like that because you guys are too rowdy. Sometimes you guys say things and I'm like, oh shit, I can't put that up there. All right, hold on. This is the part that I saw from Kamala Harris that was so fucking embarrassing. I'm like, bro, that was literally you. Like, you literally... Imagine having the nerve to say this after you ran the weakest fucking campaign in which you would not even say that you would do anything different from Joe Biden. Like, this is actually embarrassing that you have the nerve to say this. She tweeted this herself. Imagine having the actual nerve to talk about how the Democrats need to be ruthless and fight when you ran a milquetoast campaign in which you talked about how you were going to have a Republican in your cabinet, campaign with Liz Cheney, wouldn't allow a Palestinian to speak at your convention, wouldn't even meet with and or talk to the uncommitted movement, told the Palestinian activists that were concerned about the genocide to fuck off, said that you weren't going to do anything from Biden, did propaganda for the Israeli regime, defended the genocide, and wouldn't even stand up to the Republicans while having some fucking border patrol agents speak at your convention. And you want to talk about being ruthless? Excuse me?
We want our leaders to fight. They don't want leaders who are stuck supporting a broken status quo.
Really? Really? Interesting, Queen. Question. Did you or did you not run an aggressive, ruthless campaign challenging the status quo? Because I seem to remember that you ran a campaign literally on the status quo. Be serious. Be serious. Like, how is she for real right now? How is she for real right now? How are you not embarrassed about being this full of shit? I would genuinely be embarrassed to be this full of shit. To know that you ran a milquetoast fucking campaign. A campaign of weakness. And you lost because of it. She wouldn't even go on Joe Rogan. She was too scared. But then you have the nerve to come out and say that that Democrats want you to fight and bring a certain ruthlessness. Hi, have we met? Have you met Kamala Harris? I would like to introduce Kamala Harris to Kamala Harris. Because it was Kamala Harris that ran a fucking weak-ass, milquetoast, fucking bitch-ass campaign in 2024. It was Kamala Harris that told Palestinian activists to kick fucking rocks. It was Kamala Harris that was too bitch-made to go on Joe Rogan because she didn't want to get challenged. It was Kamala Harris that refused to have a fucking interview that wasn't totally tailored and made comfortable and had pre-screened questions. It was Kamala Harris that would not fight aggressively against the Republicans and say, we are going to fucking take you bitches on. We are going to expand the Supreme Court. We are going to do Medicare for all. She wouldn't do any of that. She was assuring the Republicans that she would have one in her cabinet. It was Kamala Harris that said, I will not do anything from Joe Biden. Anything different. Will you do anything different from Joe Biden? And she said, no. You call that strength? You call that strength? This is the same Kamala Harris that when asked about what she was going to do when it came to immigration, brought a fucking border agent to do propaganda about how she was going to be really aggressive on the border when she won. This is the same Kamala Harris that said that the reason why they didn't pass this right-wing draconian border bill that was actually fucking constructed by the fucking Republicans, including James Langford and other such right-wing fascists, her bragging was, oh, well, I would have passed it, but the Republicans blocked it because they want something to campaign on. Why are you bragging about the fact that you would have passed that draconian right-wing immigration bill? These people passed the Laken-Riley Act. These people defended the Laken-Riley Act, which takes away due process from immigrants. This is the same Kamala Harris that when she first started running, acted like she was going to take on price gouging and then immediately pivoted to doing everything that her corporate consultants told her to do. This is the same Kamala Harris that said, yeah, I'm going to do everything that my corporate consultants tell me to do. I'm not going to run on anything aggressive or bold on taking on corporate power or billionaires. Instead, her big, bold agenda to fight was giving somebody a loan payment for their house, like a down payment, like a 10% down payment. That was her big fight. That was her big taking on corporate greed. Oh, I'm going to help people put a down payment of 10% on their house. Really? But now you want to tell people about fighters. Because make no mistake, when we talk about people wanting fighters, we don't just mean in politics. We mean taking on the people that are making your lives really hard. Things like private equity. Things like private equity. Buying up all whole apartment buildings so that you can't get a fucking house. That's who she's unwilling to take on. That was who she was unwilling to take on. Be serious. But sure, tell us more about fighting and ruthlessness, Kamala Harris.
Or backed by millions of dollars in dark money. They want leaders who have moral conviction.
You mean like Haley Stevens? You mean like that? Like $70 million in outside spending and spending from the Zionist lobby? You mean like that? She's also married to a radical Zionist, FYI.
And know how to fight. And in this fight, I say, we start by getting comfortable with some things, including having a certain kind of ruthlessness. Now,
no one believes you. No one believes you.
I don't mean ruthlessness like the cruelty they show. I mean the kind that is uncompromising.
Uncompromising? I know you did not just say uncompromising. I know you did not just say uncompromising when your whole career has been a compromise. Be serious.
In its impatience with injustice, that shows no mercy for corruption, that fights back hard when they threaten the power.
Are you kidding me? That shows no mercy for corruption. You guys literally had the chance to put Trump in jail and you didn't. You guys literally had the chance to put Trump in jail and you didn't. You could have made voting rights a priority. You didn't. You could have made $15 minimum wage, but you didn't because of the corruption. You could have lobbied to get it banned to buy and trade stocks in Congress, but you didn't.
Power of the people. When they threaten the power of the people, compromising. In its impatience with injustice.
Impatience with injustice? Impatience with injustice. And by that, you mean not allowing a Palestinian to speak at the DNC because you didn't want to offend your Zionist donors that were, you know, totally supporting the Holocaust in Gaza. You mean like that? Hey, why don't you tell your queen that? Why don't you tell your queen that? Politics is about negotiating. She couldn't. Really? Because who was it that just said there needs to be impatience and ruthlessness with injustice? Who was that? Who was that just said that? Right. That was Kamala Harris who just said that. So don't say it if you're not going to be ruthless and impatient with injustice, such as not even letting a Palestinian speak at the DNC because you didn't want to offend your radical genocidal Zionist donors.
Shows no mercy for corruption.
LOL. No mercy for corruption, which is why we promptly did nothing to hold Trump accountable when we were in office.
Hard when they threaten the power of the people. That is the kind of ruthlessness that must be the attitude of the Democratic Party.
Take your own advice, lady. Take your own fucking advice, bro. Like, like, the nerve of her saying that. How are you not embarrassed? How are you not embarrassed? Take your own advice. Who the fuck are you talking about we got to be ruthless to injustice and fight and be willing to fight when you yourself were not willing to do that? You yourself were not willing to do that. This is what I mean. Gavin Newsom does the same bit, but it's actually worse with Kamala Harris because she actually was the vice president. She was actually in that position of power. But Gavin Newsom, to a lesser extent, it does apply to as well in his capacity as governor. They love to talk about how the Democrats need to fight while not fighting. Literally, like what Kamala Harris just did, that's what Gavin Newsom loves to do too. We need to fight, you guys, like Alyssa Slopkin said. We need fighters, not folders. We need to fight, you guys. And by that, I mean not fight. Like, they love to tell you about how people are fighting. They love to tell you about how the Democrats need to fight, how the Democrats need to fight, how they need to be ruthless, while never doing any of that. You first, Kamala Harris. You first, Gavin Newsom. You first, AOC. You first, Alyssa Slopkin. You first, Jon Ossoff. Absurd. Pete Buttigieg and his bad Obama impression. We didn't even get to that. I guess I could pull it up really quick if I can find it. It's just so embarrassing. Like, you're not going to be president, bro. Speaking of people who aren't going to be president, Kamala Harris is not going to be president. It's embarrassing that she thinks she's going to run again. You're not going to be president, and neither is Pete, bad Obama impersonator Buttigieg.
Could not be clearer. When it comes to the U.S. Senate, We have Abdul El-Sayed, who insists that money in politics has gone too far. And we have him running against Mike Rogers, who insists on being part of the problem.
What is this bad Obama impersonation?
We have one candidate in Abdul El-Sayed who wants to expand affordable health care and keep more money in your pocket. And we have another candidate, Mike Rogers, who literally voted against the Affordable Care Act, and you better believe he will cut health care one more time if you give him a chance in the United Senate. So we will not let that happen. Mike Rogers has disqualified himself from going back to Washington.
I mean, true, but you guys aren't doing anything about it either. They did literally nothing about healthcare while they were in power during Biden's admin. Remember when they said they're going to do a public option, then promptly abandoned it and never talked about it again when they got elected? No, I know. Honestly, I don't understand how people fall for Pete Buttigieg. He's so fake. It's unbelievable. Oh, sorry. You know what? One last thing, since we already went over so much. This was the other thing. Speaking of fake, bad Obama impersonators who don't say anything. Hakeem Jeffries. We like good, you know the meme of like Democrats not saying anything where they just go, we like good things and not bad things, which is like what Pete Buttigieg does. This was literally Hakeem Jeffries' ad talking about why they need to take back the House. And if you notice, tell me if you notice, he doesn't say anything. He's literally saying nothing. He's literally not saying anything. Like, it's amazing how you can talk so much without saying anything. Wait, where is it? Like, it's literally the meme. We like good things and not bad things. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I missed it. Huh.
We believe.
Tell me if you can catch a single thing of substance in this ad.
In the United States of America, we believe that in this great country of ours,
why is it so loud?
When you work hard and play by the rules, like all of you do, you should be able to live an affordable life, live a comfortable life, and live the good life. Can I break that down? Good paying job, good housing, good health care, a good education for your children, and when it's all said and done, a good retirement. Life is too expensive in the United States of America. We believe that in this great country of ours, when you work hard and play by the rules, like all of you do, you should be able to live an affordable life, live a comfortable life, and live the good life. Can I break that down? Good paying job, good housing, good health care, a good education for your children, and when it's all said and done, a good retirement. Life is too expensive in the United States of America. We believe that in this great country of ours, when you work hard and play by the rules.
Sorry for playing it so many times, all the bad acting. But really though, you're not saying anything. That was literally nothing. You didn't say anything. This is what I mean. This is the same as Pete Buttigieg. No fucking substance. We want good things and not bad things. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, man. They suck. They suck, bro. They suck. How are you so bad? But, like, actually, how are you so bad? Tomorrow is Tuesday, by the way, you guys, is the primary for Oliver Larkin. If you know anyone that lives in Florida, I think it's the 20th district. Or 25th. It's 25th. Tell them to vote for Oliver Larkin over that hack. Jared Moskowitz. Oliver Larkin is a really, really good candidate. No, tomorrow, Fascist Killer, tomorrow is Monday. Tuesday is another primary. So no, this isn't a rerun, it's live. Tuesday is the primary where Francesca Hong is running, and so is Oliver Larkin. Oliver Larkin winning would be huge. Yes, Doc Handle, I did. That was really funny. Elijah Manley, too, yeah. That's crazy the way they've run against him. The way Debbie Wasserman-Schultz just carpet-bagged into a black district like that. No one says anything! Anyway, fam, I'm going to wrap it up now. I want to say thank you so much to my amazing, incredible mod, Boney. Everybody say thank you to Boney. We love Boney. Let's see if the hearts will come up in the chat. Hearts come up in the chat. There we go. Yay. Hearts come up in the chat. Shout out to Boney, my amazing mod. Shout out to everybody who helped me meet the super chat goal. Thank you guys for helping me meet the super chat goal. Thank you guys so much for the biggest election swing in the 2024 election, you guys, for those of you saying in the comments, were people who just stayed home. People who didn't vote. Shout out to all my patrons and my Ko-Fi members. Shout out to my amazing mod Boney. Yes, shout out to everybody who supports my work and my channel. You can support me by becoming a member on YouTube or on Twitch, or a monthly patron or Ko-Fi member, which is just pledging monthly support to support my content. Please make sure that you follow me on all the different platforms. My link tree is in my description of my channel. Please make sure you follow me everywhere, including on Upscroll and TikTok and Instagram. Thank you guys so much all for joining, and please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel if you are not already. I love you all. Free Palestine, abolish ICE, vote for Francesca Hong on Tuesday in the primary if you're in Wisconsin. Vote for Oliver Larkin and Elijah Manley. All right. I love you all. I will see you guys on Thursday, but in between, follow me for short form content on the other platforms as well. Bye, everybody.